seem. I bet Taylor Swift's an awful person. I bet she's like shitting on other lady performers. Although I really do think that one Taylor Swift hate subreddit is like getting into my head. The Travis and Taylor subreddit. It's recommended to me continuously.
What are you doing?
Dude,
I never go to it.
What are you doing online?
I won't judge
you. It happens to me too. I'm seeing all this Travis and Taylor content. I'm not even subscribed to the Dr. Disrespect subreddit, and I never miss a post at this point because Reddit's figured out that I can't not click on this stuff.
I'm gonna click it.
But the Travis and Taylor stuff, it seems petty to me. They found her sing poorly one time from like 9 years ago, and I guess there's a recording from high school where she says she was unpopular and bullied, but she kind of looked like everyone was kissing her ass in this video.
I think she had talked about being unpopular later in life, and like she'd written songs like, "Oh, this is inspired by how horrible I was treated in high school." And then they show this clip of her in high school as a country music star. By the way, she's Taylor Swift. She was Taylor Swift in high school, and everybody's just like, there's a celebrity at our school who brought a fucking camera crew. It's a party for Taylor.
Dude, her father was an important person in Nashville. So, like, she really, sort of, Taylor Swift, she had a leg up to get her career started. But I think she's the most successful music artist the planet's had so far. She spent more weeks at, like, the Billboard #1 than anybody else ever has.
Yeah, I don't know the metrics too well. It's one of those things I feel like where they're like, yeah, but this person sold this many albums or this person made this much gross money. I don't know. She seems to be one of the hottest tickets in the world right now, and I see those sold out concerts, and it's absurd.
I see that
boring.
They're acting like no one really likes her on that Travis and Taylor subreddit, and then I saw her at Wembley Stadium, and they were cheering for her so much it like registered on the Richter scale. She's like, "Oh my God, the ground is shaking." Let's not pretend she's not popular right now.
No one's pretending that.
Travis and Taylor pretends that it's all Americans flying over, that they're the only people who want to see it.
Yeah, you'll see some dumb posts on there. I saw one where like she's meeting like a sick, dying fan or something and it seemed seemingly backstage. But she's wearing her costume. She does like a bunch of costume changes. It's basically like a single piece bathing suit covered with sequins and tassels and shit. They're like, she couldn't put on anything more appropriate before she took a picture with a dying fan. I'm like, what are you talking about? I would want her in her fucking cool ass outfit that probably cost $8,000. Like they could be petty and shitty. I more zone in on like when they catch her lip syncing at like every performance. And also she seems to to be fair, we're all human beings, it could be humid where she is. But she's like blowing these big snot boogers into her hand and sort of trying to like drip flick them away.
Wow, casting a lot of first stones here, man. You've never had to blow your nose and there's nothing.
I wish she'd commit though and do a snot rocket. She's like, just like gets up. It's like some.
I was with Taylor. Now I'm back with Kyle.
Close it right in her face. Like that would be sick if she had if she's gonna need to do that every night. Like have that be a punctuation
Travis
mark
could
to one
teach
of
her
her
that.
songs.
As a pro football player, I bet he can.
One of their theories is that their whole relationship is fake, and I also see people who think that she's a trans woman, and
that's crazy.
I see all that, and I know that that's silly goofiness. But then again, when I liked Dave Grohl calling her out the other day. Dave Grohl's like, "We're gonna be here playing live for you," unlike some people. Yeah, I don't want to piss off the Swifties or anything, but boop, boop, this is on.
He said that he was doing the Errors tour, unlike the Eras tour, which is what hers is called, ERAS. And he's like, this one will be live. Now, I didn't realize that I guess the Swifties attacked his kid. Not Taylor, but her fans attacked his kid. Wow. So he attacked Taylor. And I don't have enough details to figure out who's right.
I do. So Dave Grohl's daughter went after. Tell me about the Silmarillion for the 15th time.
I've never gone deep on the Silmarillion, and you know it.
Tell me what size boot Frodo would have worn in modern times, or whatever nonsense you're into. All right. So Dave Grohl's daughter criticized Taylor Swift's private jet use, and so that was the crux of the whole nonsense celebrity girl issue. But I just enjoy that subreddit, and it makes me. I I like seeing that nobody's perfect. I guess I enjoyed seeing her blow those snot rockets, and then they'll show an angle that shows that she just has the flattest ass of all time, and it's just like, I got a better ass than you. Like, what do you?
This is so petty.
I can't throw stones. My ass is way too flat. I try.
I wonder where she does stack up though, because there's so many more artists and ways to consume stuff, like digital downloads. Yeah, and so I wonder where she stacks up against Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Garth Brooks.
I don't.
I do too. It's really hard to measure across
Elvis
pre-internet, right? Like when Michael Jackson did, all you could do is buy his album. That's how you knew how popular he was. But no one buys albums anymore; they stream. So what do you do? Listen to her plays versus Jackson's plays? I don't know how to compare.
Well, I'm just like talent wise, like I think Michael Jackson's like a generational fucking talent.
I thought we were talking about popularity.
Michael Jackson was so talented, he got away with it. Okay, like you've got. There's your answer right now. I promise you, Taylor. I was gonna say if Taylor Swift started banging 17-year-olds, but she already did that when she was 22.
Hey, that kid was cute.
Both of them. She had two 17-year-old boyfriends.
I only knew about one.
She liked them. Yeah. She'd start dressing just like
wonder what state it
Taylor
was.
Subreddit, man. It really poisoned my heart against this one.
These are the biggest fucking losers. Like there's so many people Taylor on here, and they'll be like, they're posting like individual screenshots of Taylor Swift fans being mean and being like, "This is why we can't support this horrible woman," and it's like, you're a bitch and a loser.
You know, Kyle's got 40 accounts that he uses.
There's like huge posts on here that are like, I'm a French Gen Z girl, and I just wanted to let everyone know that Taylor Swift isn't even famous in France. It's like, bitch, you're French posting about Taylor Swift on a niche subreddit about her. You fucking idiot. Like, you know, I've never been more indifferent to someone than I am to Taylor Swift. I can't name a song of hers. I guarantee I've heard many because I live in the world, but like,
Shake It Off.
She seems so.
I don't know
boring.
that song.
She's like her. I mean, it's just her PR.
I know the song that was in that Call of Duty montage from HQ Fighter back in the day called the Swiftage. And let me tell you what really pissed me off. I went on there the other day, last week. I wanted to watch the Swiftage again. It's been 15 years. So what? I want to see some Taylor Swift poppy music with some what is now subpar Call of Duty gameplay. And they had claimed the audio on the man's video. God damn it. It was that song, you were 13 when I first saw you. The playback starts and the starts, and here we go. I got to be careful. I could sing better than that. I hate copyright strike us. They copyright strike us. I sing better.
They pull the after the license runs out after a year. Like Yeti has one 1,000 miles or something like that. I forget. And they pulled it after a year. Nike has some of the best one, like AC/DC, Awake with the alarm clock. Oh man, so many good ones.
Yeah, I see from that chart Zach threw up. It's pretty comparable. You know,
I couldn't see a date on it.
But I mean, if we all know that if there were a talent show and Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson were competing in front of a group of aliens who appreciated our culture despite their alien nature, but had no knowledge of the two individuals, Michael Jackson would run away with the motherfucker because he would be moonwalking up there and they would think he was a ghoul or a goblin. They'd be like, he looks like us. Holy shit. This is the lost star child.
I'm with you, Kyle. Michael Jackson might be better at singing and dancing. And haven't gone head to head on fucking children yet. They both compete in this arena.
Yeah, confident.
But we don't know who's better.
Confident. Yeah.
You can't be spending any more time here, guys. This is truly staring into the abyss.
I don't go there, Taylor. You misunderstand. See, when you go there and start
scrolling, but if your browsing patterns are so embarrassing that it's directing you here.
See, you say that, but Reddit's the algorithm.
It's not our fault.
Reddit's probably the fourth biggest site on the goddamn internet, and it's got the stupidest, worst algorithm in existence. It thinks I'm Indian, and I care about their politics. I get more Modi shit. I hear about every Bangladeshi rape that happens. And let me tell you, Taylor.
That automatically
and more to come.
Government conspiracies are tricky. Like if you believe the government is always telling the truth, then you're a fool. But if you believe the government's never telling the truth, you're also a fool.
Sure.
And it can be hard to know what's what.
Yeah,
the new one's the Taylor Swift one. The one that, frankly, I have been espousing for weeks.
You think the government's behind the Chiefs win instead of their skill?
Not only is it a major conspiracy that lots of people believe, it's one that I've been espousing for weeks and weeks and weeks, that Taylor Swift is a psyop. You get her you get her in there for the Joe Biden plug and to make everybody get the vaccine, Taylor.
Taylor, you're not thinking. You're not playing the long game. They've been setting this up since 2021 when Kansas City won the first time, or 2020. 2020, they won the Super Bowl.
No, and 22.
I think,
or 18 and 22. I don't know. I've only been a Chiefs fan this year. I don't know.
Did you see someone calculated the financial impact of Taylor Swift being Kelsey's girlfriend and going
fucking
to the
absurd?
games?
I'm sure.
$331 million for the Chiefs in the NFL. Just ratings over.
They made that much
extra.
Jeez. Okay.
Her impact alone was $331 million more for the Chiefs and the NFL
through through the.
They did this exact. They go to the playoffs every year. I mean,
no, I'm not doubting you.
I think that's what they did. That's how they did the math.
Because the viewership was that much higher that they're slated to make that much more through ads.
Not just the viewership, but you know how it works. It's valuable eyes that are watching. I think they're hitting demographics they normally wouldn't hit with NFL games.
Young and middle-aged women are huge spenders, big spenders. So those are valuable eyes. You can get them buying a fucking Kelsey jersey. I bet Kelsey jerseys are insane. Right.
As I looked it up, the Chiefs won in 2020 and they were in it in 21 and they're here again in 24. I don't know. I fucked it up.
And they won last year.
Yeah, and they won last year. To say the Chiefs are in it through some sort of scam is a little silly.
If I weren't from Missouri, I'd be all in with you.
Here's the actual conspiracy we need to line in. Taylor Swift is a gold-digging whore. That's what you want to line up behind. Taylor Swift is only after Travis Kelce for his money, and she's the kind of girl who sits at the finish line and fucks the winners. It's not until this guy makes a Super Bowl, his fourth time?
This is what a real psyop looks like.
Scott disagrees.
No, I was gonna say she's definitely got more money than Kelce.
I won't be dissuaded with your facts.
Yeah, but so I have my own Taylor Swift like psyop, but it's not a fun one. I'm not 1,000% sure what the fun one is. The one that everybody on Twitter's been going crazy about. It's just trying to put her front and center so that she can push Biden and vaccines and stuff like that. There's nothing else to it.
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, because Kelsey's the Pfizer fun guy right now, right? He's in all those commercials.
Yeah.
I don't see commercials, but I do know he works for Pfizer because Aaron Rodgers talks shit.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, you need Pfizer money. It's like you're dating Taylor Swift and you play for the Chiefs.
He needs that chunky soup money. He needs that car insurance money. The Manning brothers are still fucking in commercials and running pizza restaurants, dude. They've got their own program. Those guys are 100 millionaires. What are they still doing?
Was Taylor Swift? I didn't know this, Scott. Was she a big vax person, or not?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, no.
Just a normal person about it, I suppose.
Just kind of whatever.
Some people might take issue with that read, but
I mean, my less fun theory was that she was being put front and center in the NFL right now to show cracked out psycho women that they can have it all. They can wait to be 35 before they start having kids. And they can be pop stars and stuff like that, and then also still get the football player that they wanted back in high school.
I could see that. I mean, that's certainly definitely an endearing part of her to her core audience, because you see a lot of the most hardcore Taylor Swift fans online because it's trending fucking constantly now, and they're exactly what you described, a 39-year-old single, no kids, and almost living vicariously the way one might through a child with Taylor Swift. Look at her. She's living the dream.
For the record, I like Taylor Swift.
I don't think there's anything wrong. I don't know anything about her. Her music's good.
I've always liked her songs. I imagine she's a bad girlfriend, only because there's a long list of people that agree.
Yeah, her business is kind of needed, that, or I don't even know. But I know the meme that all her songs are about breaking up, right?
Yeah,
a lot of them
I think I think that's why she's famous, is because she kind of she was caught on by those girls in high school who they weren't ugly, they're actually pretty and cool, but they weren't cheerleaders. And like, that's what half her songs are about. If it's not about breaking up, it's about like, oh, I'm better than the cheerleader. I don't know why you don't want me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm just the plain Jane. And like, meanwhile, she's hot. Like, I really doubt she was plain Jane in high school. Oh, does she?
Yeah.
That happens more often than you would think. It's very rare that it's just like a, random happenstance.
I hate to call her a Nepo baby, right? Because like some of our most talented actors and singers and such had parents in the industry, in the entertainment industry. And I think that's where she lands. Like I like her music, whatever. I'm gay. Not actually gay, but gay enough to like Taylor Swift. And I like her music. I think she's really good at it. I think she sings well and she plays the guitar. I tried to play the guitar. Didn't sound anything like it when she does. So tip of the hat. But she did get a big leg up in the fame race because her father. The amount of CO2 she made on that flight is almost as much as on
a lot of kerosene she burned. Life. Yeah, that's a lot of fuel.
But that's fine. CO2, it's what plants crave.
That's actually true.
I know.
The idiocracy.
It has,
but I don't. That's what plants crave.
CO2 is what plants crave in a literal sense. So she really was just feeding trees.
That statistic you just quoted seems actually way better than I thought it would be. The Department of Defense would be the 55th worst polluter in the world if it were a country. I would have figured the amount of planes we have in the sky, the amount of aircraft carriers, like we'd have to be so.
Yeah, you know what I also think, like, say what you want about the EPA under various administrations, but we definitely don't allow cancer-causing burn pits out behind
in our own country.
In our country, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and they're not factoring in that the shit like that happens. Like, God knows what we lost like half a dozen nuclear weapons. Are we not going to count those as
the broken arrows?
Yeah. We've lost, a lot of nukes.
We're also not counting those toxic burn pits that happened in Iraq and shit. That's definitely not service connected.
Yeah.
Those were ours.
Ooh, I think we did it. Like, the U.S. is so funny. Like, let's get 20 years after we do something, we'll be like, "You were right. We did assassinate that person." Like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah.
All right. Here's what we do. How many nukes do you think the United States has misplaced or lost over the years? And
not recovered?
Not recovered. Yeah.
5 minutes ago, I would have said 0, but given the conversation, we just had 6.
Got 9. I got 16.
Okay, then 12.
You're saying 6, Woody? Yes. Pick a number.
16.
16. All right, I'm going to say 7. Zach, I'm not prepared.
Oh, I thought you had
I wanted to play too.
I was like, hold on, wait, you're guessing?
6.
You had the fucking answer?
Exactly.
It's at least 6.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, well, then any of us could be right. I love that you just posited a hypothetical with this air of like, I know the answer.
I knew we'd lost like several. I knew it wasn't one. It was like, yeah, that one time we lost a nuke. That was wild, right? It's like, yeah, every 10 years or so, just whoops.
I did a video at one point of there was a B-52 or something that went down over North Carolina. We lost 2 nukes in Greensboro or Greenville. And they basically just gave up on one. They recovered like the bomb, the part that would make it explode, essentially. But then they basically just left the rest of it. It was like in a fucking sinkhole, and they were like, "All right, well, this is like if the U.S. government can't excavate it, it's fine. We'll just fucking buy this plot of land and seal it off."
Yeah. It's wild that we just lost a few. I think a lot of it anyway was because at the height of the Cold War and before ICBM technology became quite so prevalent, where we just had fleets of them or missile silos everywhere, they kept those planes in the air all the time, loaded with nukes.
It was called Operation Chrome Dome. We had stratofortresses or whatever doing hot laps around basically the northern hemisphere just to keep nukes in the air at all time.
So badass.
And then we lost them.
Yes, quite a lot.
That's so embarrassing.
It's not a big deal for us.
That's such a big thing to lose.
Don't worry, Taylor. We have more.
I think we lost some in Spain, Greenland. We lost a lot.
What if
I want a sci-fi movie where
the nuke?
The sci-fi movie that I crave, or even if it was just an anime or anything, just let me see this story. I want the aliens to show up and be like blown away by how well armed we are. I want them to be like, holy shit, there's 50,000 warheads. Yes, sir, they're on the way now. What? Well, there's nothing we can do then. That's it. And then they just all die, and then we harvest their technology. I just want that. I want the beginning of the story to be us just wiping the floor with an alien
Even in
invasion.
sci-fi, that would be far-fetched.
End of the story is a nuclear winter.
Yeah,
in our own population.
We shoot them into space.
It would have to be set. It would have to be set in the far future, where we're at least somewhat
imagine this
to aliens.
Right, here's the scenario, because I just realized.
Like, would you ever show up at the if you went to the most vast and impressive termite mound in all of Africa?
Silly.
Would you be like, wow, billions of these live here? Oh, why is she shitty?
This is a
my whole family likes her.
I'm devastated.
You can't look at her in the eye.
Taylor.
You can't look at her in the eye if she passes by. She can't, like, people will get fired if they talk to her directly. Like, just
that is bizarre.
Now that you say it, I know that she came from a privileged house and she was never on the bottom.
You can't look at her.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not directly, you fucking peon.
Won't take
treat her like the sun. You
won't sign autographs. Nothing. Nada.
Huh.
That's
little girls, pictures, all that stuff.
Oh, fuck those little girls.
Yeah, I can kind of get on board. Like, if I don't know, like, I'll tell you, if
Buster Rhymes is extremely nice.
Okay.
Good.
You ever meet.
I like him.
Anyone from Tribe Called Quest is really nice.
Did he die? I'm mixing him up with Biz Markie.
Biz Markie. I've never actually got to meet Biz Markie. I've met some movie guys. I just posted me and Tyrese on my Facebook page. Usher hung out with a lot of times. But Taylor Swift is not cool at all.
Let me ask you this about Taylor Swift. Whenever I meet someone who knows me from YouTube, I try to be the best version of me, because my fear is that they're going to be like, I met Woody. He's actually an asshole. And, I know the true Woody. You think you don't know him because you just know him from online. The real Woody behind the scenes is like this. So it's like, I don't want that to ever happen. I don't want that to. Plus, I don't know. If they actually like me, then I don't want to be a dick.
But
that would suck for them. That would be a bad experience, and that would make me suck. So, is it possible, though, that she did that she just was a dick that one afternoon, and now you have a false impression of her?
No, this is from her staff and past staff with no grudges to bear. This is just, and it's like, because I'm like you, like in the paintball world, I'm kind of popular. And, I have my little clothing line, and I sign posters when I go to game, and I sign merch, and I take pictures with lots of people. And even I have haters. Like I have wolf hater groups. He just plays for the camera, and he only shows up when there's money involved, and he only does this. And I talked to him once, and he was an a-hole. I go, I wasn't even in that part of the country. But there's nothing you can do to stop it. And I take that into consideration when I see stuff like this, right? And it's like it's. And you'll never see a picture of me angry or mad, and you know what I mean. And I'm very appreciative of all of it. But people can like you for no reason whatsoever, just because there are people who will not like you just because you're known. There's people out there who don't like popular people. Period. Yeah. No matter who they are, people assume I have an ego or I want to be famous. Or if I wanted to be famous, I wouldn't have chose paintball to do it in. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. I know famous people. I would have stayed in that world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. One thing that can happen is everyone says Wolf's a nice guy. Everyone who meets Wolf knows that he's a nice guy. Wolf is a nice guy. And then one guy says, I have the inside scoop. The truth is he's a stinky poo-poo head.
Yeah.
And then, they're like, oh, really? You know the inside scoop? And they believe that instead of the mountains of evidence they've seen that you're a nice guy.
A negative rumor will spread across the world faster than you can wake up in the morning. There's nothing you can do about it. Someone wants to believe something bad about you, you could do all you can to prove otherwise, and there's nothing you can do. And so you can't spend your time trying to fight that, because that's their narrative.
But on the question, you couldn't come up with a guy who's just really nice.
No, I did. I told you. Busta Rhymes was really nice.
I'm sorry, you're right.
There's a lot of guys who are very appreciative of what they have.
You know who
Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Andre 3000 is one of the most humble guys you'll ever meet.
I didn't expect Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I met him on the set of Four Brothers,
and he was totally cool.
Brothers. Very cool dude.
Cool. You're like, some people will hate you just for being famous. I made assumptions about him because so many girls considered him their dream guy, right? What was he into? Was it Backstreet Boys?
When he was doing his underwear modeling days?
The underwear modeling days, and then he was in a boy band. Help me. Was it Backstreet Boys?
No, his brother was in the boy band.
Mark Wahlberg was not in a boy band.
He was on his own. He was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. Well, there was the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, but that wasn't a group. It was just Marky Mark.
But he was never in the group?
No, it's his brother. His older brother was in.
All right. Well, this says
and he also hate crime that Asian man at that time.
Yeah, but
okay. So I was going to go there too.
But
he was on New Kids on the Block. Zach says he wasn't in New Kids on the Block.
That's his brother, Donnie Wahlberg. His older brother.
I'm sorry, Zach wrote it in a way that can.
Donnie Wahlberg is the younger brother.
Zach set me up for failure.
Donnie is the older brother.
Oh,
and Mark came up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you learn something useless every day.
But yeah, anyway, because he was an underwear model, because he was in music, I was like, all these girls are throwing themselves at him. Yeah, I bet he considers people a little disposable. Like I just projected this upon him. But
people think that about me, right? Like they think that because he gets flown out to games and he plays for free and he doesn't, they think the same stuff about me. But I think that's a normal human reaction for some when you see someone who's all the glitz and glamour, right? You don't see the human, you just see what you see proposed in front of you. But it's, I put it this way: like I've gotten to meet Brad Pitt a couple of times. And if you live your entire life with people always taking your picture and you can't go anywhere, I mean, as a regular person, that sounds like a dream almost, right? But if you can't even, like Drake can't leave his house and go for a walk type of thing in Toronto without getting, and that could like get you upset after.
That would drive you crazy after a while.
Totally. Like you can't go to you have to buy out a whole restaurant to go and eat. Or, he'd be in a bathroom and like Eminem said, he'll be in the bathroom and, help with his daughter and making sure she's okay. And fans will try to come in and get autographs. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things where it seems like you're being a douchebag, but you just want to live. Like you appreciate your fans, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't know boundaries, right? And they'll try and get you every time. Like you can't, like I heard Brad Pitt say, you can't sign autographs with black ink. You got to do it with blue ink, because then they'll take your autograph and put it on other stuff and pretend, this is an original about Brad Pitt and yada yada yada. You know what I mean?
I've always thought that was a little like a movie star would be like, I'll sign something for you, but I want to make sure you don't profit off of it. Yeah, and I'm like, why? It doesn't hurt you at all. But
people can take it. Like for instance, there's guys out there who will, and I know Drake personally. And there's guys out there who would take pictures with him and they'll go out and get business deals and say, hey, this is my friend Drake. He's in this business too. He's in this deal too. So you can invest with me. It's safe. And
I hear you. I don't know. Like Wolf, if you told me my signature was 15 grand, I'd give you 3. I don't care. You need 4, I can do it.
Yeah. But yeah, again, it's hard for us to think of ourselves that high up, because when it's millions of dollars at stake and reputations and jobs and coming,
I'm gonna take Brad Pitt's fucking signature and put it on a Hitler. I'm gonna have him signing the Fuhrer and like best wishes. I'm your biggest fan, and then I put that on Hitler and sell that. And then we'll see how his reputation.
Just taking him as an example.
Can you make this out to my nephew Adolf?
But it's because I've gotten to hang around Alicia Keys, and we were driving around for a while, and she was the nicest person ever, and little girl came up to her and, can I enter your autograph? You know what I mean? And it's like nicest person ever, and then you get the people who start taking it too far. You know what I mean? And just start, it's trying to take earrings from her and clothing and getting, souvenirs and stuff. It's like there's a lot of them out there.
I saw Ewan McGregor get stopped in the street earlier today, and they were like, he's signing stuff for him. He's like, could you take a picture with her? He's like, you can take a picture of me, but I got a jet. And then he smiles, and like, if you've ever seen Ewan McGregor smile, even like watching the video, I was like, oh, like, dude's so fucking good looking. And but I was just like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You know, like dude's fucking walking down the street. You've stopped him. You've impeded his he's clearly going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like and like I don't know when that video was from, but like if it's any time like recently, I don't want to get too close to people anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get vaccinated, Fish? I mean, not Fish. Wolf. I got a friend named Fish.
Where'd you get Fish from?
Because my friend Fish has been like messaging me. So
I got double vaxxed. My head. I got double vaxxed.
Those Chiefs fans who were in a backyard and all froze to death together. Did you see that?
I did see a little. I didn't look into it.
3 grown adult men, like with no health issues, froze to death in a backyard.
Yeah,
with their friends upstairs.
Yeah,
in the yard.
Will they fall asleep?
Yeah, the obvious thing to me would be that they got drunk and passed out outside and froze to death. Because it was like it was even colder in KC than St. Louis.
I think it was because they went swimming in January.
It's because they were so stoked on the win.
Jason Kelsey is awesome. I think we talked about him in PKN. The way he like went into the skybox, jumped out the window, hung out with the fans, took his shirt off.
Is that Taylor's boyfriend?
Yeah.
No, that's the other one is her boyfriend's the Chiefs.
Oh, Kelsey. I thought you meant our Taylor. I was just joking. I wrote Taylor's super gay. He's got lots of boyfriends.
Unbelievably gay. Can you picture me eating the arm candy of Jason Kelsey?
No, Taylor Swift. It's his brother. He's also a cool guy.
Yeah, didn't he do that in Buffalo when he had the shirt off and the beer and all that? Wasn't that?
This one was in. It was in Buffalo. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Kansas City. It was
all snowy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
super cold.
Buffalo's always freezing.
The real news, though, is the Taylor Swift AI porn.
Oh, I saw.
I heard about that.
Looked pretty good. I thought. We're truly living in the future.
I only saw one picture. And it was it really like?
I saw it. And I was like, okay,
I'm here for it. She was all in Kansas City paint on her. The ones I saw.
Oh yeah. Oh damn.
If that's what they're making a big deal of. That looks so fake. Like they made it sound the articles, and there's tons of them.
She doesn't have nipples in.
There's tons of them. Made it sound like, new AI technology creates Taylor Swift nudes that she's furious with and is demanding this and that, and legal action is pending. And I was like, oh my God, somebody made a porno. And like, because I've seen AI that's Taylor Swift like enjoying herself in video form on a porn star's body. They've stuck her. Mm-hmm. They took a recording of her, or they're using AI to make real footage of her. Like they make it seem like she's getting fucked in a porno. This was just a picture of like a woman's bare ass in body paint. It's clearly like AI in that it's one of his AI generated images, which means it looks terrible. I couldn't believe people gave it. Pretty
flattering.
I mean, it's a cartoon of a woman, and it's not a well done cartoon. I thought it was absurd that anybody cared. Like, there's real AI
my
porn.
Easiest wank, but I succeeded.
A win is a win.
I don't know. Some of them are pretty nice. Yeah, dude. Team Woody on this one.
I don't know. I don't think her vulva.
You didn't see it and think for a second, like, okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
It looked like you copy pasted her head on with Microsoft Paint. It looked.
Wow.
It didn't look a real human being.
Wow. You look at women's faces when you're looking at porn, you fucking queer.
Yeah.
Coming off pretty gay right now.
AI is moving so quickly, bro. It's scary though. Like in a few years, seriously, it's gonna be so good.
Okay, well I didn't see these.
Bad.
You didn't see these, did he?
Okay, well these are somewhat better. Okay, so the one I saw was terrible.
No, the ones that we're looking at are high quality AIs. And a lot of them are funny because it's just like her getting groped by like Chiefs fans. Like just like a Chiefs fan, like a big fat guy, like nice kitty grab. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, here's one.
All right.
Oh, she has a thing for Oscar the Grouch. Okay.
Does she? She's trashy.
I mean, I'm looking at a couple pictures here. Obviously.
Oh, I see what you did there. Well done.
It's a fucking retarded joke.
Oh wait, what did Taylor do?
I said it was trashy that she was into Oscars.
Oh my god, he's sharp as a marble. Jesus Christ.
Oh goodness.
Some of these cartoony ones are wild. Like this is just.
But they're not animated though, right? They're just
like,
stills.
Icing on her face, which is supposed to become in a wedding dress at I assume a Chiefs game.
But she's getting banged by Mr. Krabs and what?
Is she? Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
Wait, from SpongeBob? Sponge boy me Bob. I be fucking Taylor Swift.
That's Mr. Krabs, isn't it? Go to the middle link.
Let me see.
Who the fuck is Mr.
I haven't
Krabs?
seen the middle one yet.
Second link for Mr. That's not Mr. Krabs.
They're all from 1009. I don't know. The one that ends with the shit, they all end the same. Jesus Christ.
I only see Oscar, bro.
I'm seeing.
I'll relink it.
I see
I
Mr.
see it
Krabs now.
I see Mr. Krabs now. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to have a sharp eye for this kind of content.
Yeah, she's saying, I'm ready. Like SpongeBob.
Oh, okay. I see him now. Yep.
Yeah.
And they're actually in a big. Aren't they in a pile of garbage?
Those Krabby Patties are worth it, though.
But her ass.
You be trying to use her pussy to get me Krabby Patty recipe, SpongeBob.
I wonder how she feels about
SpongeBob, did you hear Mr. Krabs is fucking Taylor
She already
Swift?
said she's very upset and she's suing.
I'm waiting for the plankton episode.
Yes.
Where she aligns
like
with the chum bucket.
There you go.
Dude, these guys didn't watch SpongeBob. I'm the only one whose age lined up enough for me to enjoy the first 2 seasons of SpongeBob.
It was awesome watching it with my kids, bro.
It's a great show. Like
they had some hidden adult jokes in there that were awesome.
Yeah, they did. It was SpongeBob was genuinely funny.
Very funny. The pirate guy was hilarious in his skits. I loved it.
Yeah, they had like the IRL like live action actor.
Yeah, and he had a party and the one mermaid and the floatable device and stuff. I love that show.
That was so good. Did you see in very real, like going to stick news, a Missouri state senator or whoever introduced legislation to re-allow dueling between senators or House members.
You can't piggyback onto my prediction.
I gave way more predictions than you. Some of them not jokes. You know?
I think Taylor Swift is going to buy the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift. When you said that they were going to get married, I laughed at that because I had one written down right here that I didn't say, which was after the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl to the 49ers, she's going to publicly break up with him.
All right. So,
and then date whoever the best tight end is on the 49ers.
I like tight ends who win games.
Yeah.
Did she write a song about him? Called Loser?
Yes. Yeah, it's called Loser. Well, he's already won a championship.
Maybe I'm an idiot because I root for those kids. But if they do break up, oh my God, please give us a song. Please give us a song.
I was hoping for a sex tape.
Make fun of his podcast.
Make fun of his. Make fun of the fact that he's a Hall of Fame tight end. Apparently, that's what I've heard.
I've heard that too. I heard he's a lock. I think his brother is
Kelsey
too.
brothers are. Yeah, I've heard that. Travis.
Jason is the Travis is the Taylor Swift boyfriend, and Jason is the.
I've heard
Eagles
Jason Kelsey is like one of the best centers to ever be in the NFL because I guess it's a really hard position. You wouldn't have gotten that.
It's the second most complicated. I don't know. I don't know football. Yeah, but I hear a quarterback is obviously number one, and they say center is number two. I don't know why.
I guess because you have to have like an equal understanding of the playbook and everything. I don't know. I always wondered that about like at the NFL level. Every one of those guys must be intimately familiar with every single play. Like if you stopped a running back and we're like, hey, what is Stevie over there, the tight end? What's he doing on this play? In my head, I always think they're like, oh, this is this route. He's going to do this. I'm going to do this. The line's going to push this way. The quarterback's going to drop into this part of the pocket and throw it. but maybe it's just like they just know their thing.
That's what the podcast said. So I watch their podcast
really?
sometimes. Yeah, and it's funny. They people write in. They have a thing for noobs to ask noob questions, and they're like, "Explain the dime or whatever," and they're like, "I don't know. That one's defense." And I'm like, "Really? I thought you knew what defenses did. You play against them, like you." But yeah, they didn't seem to know everything about everything, and I thought at that level they would.
Yeah, I guess that makes even more sense, kind of. It's like, hey, don't waste a second of thought not thinking about your core competency here.
That's what Sherlock Holmes does. He deletes it. So he has room in his mind cave. Palace. Are you watching Sherlock now? Dude, every night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great. Now you've got
Chris, are you watching Sherlock?
I'm a fucking idiot because I'm not.
I'm not watching it either.
Well, it's only 10 years old, so you can catch up anytime.
I did start True Detective. That's the show that I've been dipping my toe into.
Which season are you in?
Season 1. I just started.
Oh, okay.
So those are really good. I think Matthew McConaughey's in that, right?
Yep, that's the one. I see clips on TikTok of like him going off on some shit, and then Woody Harrelson being like, "You got to stop saying weird shit." That got me like, "This sounds funny."
Girlfriend is the star of that show.
How were you acquiring those steroids for all those years? And he's like, "Oh, I don't take any steroids." Are you telling us right here you don't use any performance enhancing drugs? Aren't you 52, sir? You're as big as a bus. Like, where are you acquiring these illegal drugs? Where and how?
Dude, no one on earth would give a fuck finding out about The Rock using steroids. That would not be a gotcha. Look at him. He clearly does.
Everybody already knows. That's the
he
thing.
denies it, and he would continue to deny it.
And you could use a jacked guy on the ticket with Trump.
Is it somebody in between, like Chris Pratt, would be a story?
Chris Pratt. Nobody's
if Chris Pratt got caught. No, I'm not talking about VP.
Oh, okay.
If Chris Pratt was accused of doing steroids, you'd be like, maybe, or maybe he achieved that naturally. I'm not sure. But The Rock, dude, stop lying.
Stallone got caught smuggling HGH into Australia one time. He was like, "Oh, I don't know.
It could have been anyone.
Someone planted HGH on me." Like,
look at him. That's that chicken and broccoli diet.
You know, once you start approaching 50, that just happens.
You hit your second win.
You hit your second puberty.
Yeah,
just get vascular.
Everyone knows about second puberty.
Like
if there was going to be a VP who wasn't politically minded like Vivek, The Rock would win. I think Kyle's right. I think Kanye and Trump would win.
Yeah, the Kanye's interesting. So I think if
you don't
Trump
think so?
wants to win,
I know you hate him. I don't like him.
A girl or a person of color.
Ye said Hitler is cool. That's pretty much a deal breaker for votes.
What if he went back?
But he's backed off that, hasn't he? He's like, been like, what I was saying was that my doctor happened to be Jewish. He he said.
He was just recently about to do, I think maybe Bill Maher's show or something like that. And they did a whole interview, and Bill Maher tweeted, "I'm not releasing the 2 hours I just did with Kanye. At the conclusion, I decided that he is a very, very charismatic anti-Semite, and I don't want to expose the world to that."
Dude, honestly, credit to Mar. That's a hilarious framing of that. His points were too salient and too funny.
When we talked about Putin, we said everyone needed to be heard.
Bill Maher, he's anti-Semitic and he's right. So we will not be having him on the show.
Get him out of here.
But you should hear charming and salient anti-Semites. Obviously, you should hear it all.
Okay, so maybe not Kanye on the Trump ticket. I'll give you that.
I will say there is no way from today onwards you will ever see a straight white male P and a straight white male VP. That's done forever. No more Mike Pence, Trump. So when you have Trump and you're asking what the VP is, you got to think female, gay, person of color. There's no way. Like Tucker Carlson. Yeah. You go, oh, that sounds
Taylor
good,
Swift.
Male.
Taylor Swift's 35, right?
What?
Something.
Taylor Swift is 35, right?
Is that right?
That's the ticket. Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what's scary is that
VP's see Biden drops Kamala and picks Taylor Swift. They sweep.
He wins in a astounding landslide.
4 years from now, Taylor makes the case that they need one of those FDR triple terms. And the Biden empire begins.
Kristi Noem, is that person made up?
I don't even know hopefully everyone is ready for some law and order. Like you look at El Salvador cleaning up they imprisoned 60,000 criminals. You look at Javier over there in Argentina. Americans are both right and left are fucking sick of these open borders. It's affecting them at home. Their daughters are doing fentanyl. Their neighbors are getting robbed. And I think Trump's going to win in a landslide because he wants to close the borders and impose law and order. And I think even people who hate him are going to just swallow that bitter pill just to like get some security.
Who are some of the worst examples of like the nepotism babies in the entertainment industry? Like people who would not be there. There's a 0% chance if they didn't have successful relatives. Anyone have a good one?
I feel like Kyle's good at this game.
If we're being honest, Nick Cage.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure about him.
That's so crazy. He's so talented. Like just because you don't like his performance style, like he couldn't do it. Like he has his own style.
I just need to act befuddled. And
he has this raw. He's not always befuddled. Sometimes he's mad. Sometimes he's insane. His new movie's bizarre. I mean, a lot of his new stuff is. I think Nick Cage is very talented.
I like his movies because he's funny to watch, because it is as if I'm up there trying. That's what he's like. He's my Taylor Swift. If I were a Hollywood actor, I'd be Nick Cage up there badly emoting with my face, like probably making side comments to production about like, yeah, my uncle was Francis Ford Coppola. And it's like
he literally changed his name, right? Like so he wouldn't be Nicholas Coppola.
Dude, if he stayed Nicholas Coppola and he was an awesome actor, everyone would be like, damn, that Coppola family with the actress. He switched to Cage so that people couldn't be like, oh, that's the Coppola kid. Oh, I see why he's in it.
So,
you see? He's not like Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey could have grown up in a dirt
Air.
He'd be a good actor.
You need to go watch Con Air, and when he tells, I think John Malkovich, maybe somebody, to put that bunny back in the box, you're gonna tear up. You're gonna tear up. All right. When he beats up Danny Trejo, who's like Johnny 69 because he's raped 69 women, and he has like a tattoo for each of them on his body, and he's like eyeing up the female guard. He's like, I'm about to be Johnny.
Tattoos?
Yeah. He's like, each one's like, I can't remember what they are, like women's faces or hearts. It's like a heart for every woman he's raped on his body. And he's like eyeing up the female guard. He's like, I'm about to be Johnny 70, bitch. And like everybody's like, whoa, we cannot rape. I was like, wait, why wouldn't? But yeah, they take over the Con Air plane. You never seen Con Air?
No.
It's great. Steve Buscemi plays like a Hannibal Lecter type. Like they wheel him on the plane in one of those carts, like acetylene torches. He's got the mouth guard on and everything. He's like a child eater.
But no, I think Nick Cage is not a very. If we're being honest with ourselves, he's not a good actor.
What about Drew Barrymore? I don't think she's a great actor. And so you guys,
America's sweetheart.
They pushed her down our throats as gorgeous. And for 2 decades, I was like, I don't get it. Why is everyone saying Drew Barrymore's hot?
Yeah, it's like that first Batman movie with Christian Bale, where we're supposed to believe this billionaire is like risking it all for Maggie Gyllenhaal. And it's like, I wouldn't look at this woman at the grocery store twice. Like, much less if I was a billionaire and she were serving me food, I'd ask her to be removed.
Zach, can we have a picture of Maggie Gyllenhaal? I can't.
I'd rather fuck Jake.
I can't picture this woman that is not as attractive as Jake in Taylor's eyes.
Yeah, Jake's a cutie. You know those families where they have like sons and daughters, and you look at them and you're like, man, this was a daughter family, or man, this was a son family. They got the better half of the genetics there. The Gyllenhaals are a son family.
All right. I mean, that's a recent photo. Maybe we could have went back to when she was in her prime.
I want you to remember this is the best she could look that day.
I mean, she kind of looks the same. She's just got long hair back.
That's a deep cut.
She's like 40 here. She looks great.
Look at that. She looks like his mom.
That's a good looking man, though, right?
It is. Yeah.
What the fuck?
If you told me that was him and his mom, I wouldn't fight you.
Yeah, see? Poor Maggie Gyllenhaal.
All right.
And Taylor's description is really good. I wouldn't look twice at her at the grocery store. Yeah. I mean, she doesn't stand out ugly. I'm not saying she's ugly. Like she's not deformed or anything, but she is unremarkable in Whole Foods.
Put that picture back up.
When she was younger.
Zach, put that picture back up.
Yeah,
she looks like someone who beat cancer 8 months ago. is what she looks like with her hairline.
Can I see a hot?
No,
Maggie
Taylor, she's too
Gyllenhaal?
heavy for that.
She doesn't do herself any favors with the short hair. She probably shouldn't have lopped it all off.
Her top
Agreed.
doesn't fit right either. I don't know what's going on under
It's
that
an
top,
ill-fitting dress, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
The team of stylists was doing both of them, and there were like 8 women all wanting to touch her brother, and just
Oh, that's a better
Honduran
look.
illegal taking care of her stuff.
That's a better look. It's good.
All right, that's
you
better,
can't
but
see
it's
her
further
face
away.
that well, but you can
She's
see her
a
strengths.
movie star. Oh, show me Secretary. Show me her in The Secretary, because that's the movie she's fucking smoking hot in. That's the movie she's smoking hot in. That's a good movie. It's real.
I don't think she's smoking hot in any movies.
She is. Yeah,
She might have good boobs, and I haven't seen a top that shows them yet.
Yeah.
No, actually, I kind of like her there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of a
This
fan
is
of
the
that.
Secretary.
She must be a
Because
terrible
she's in
secretary.
bondage.
No, she's a great one. James Spader is.
She's being punished right there. She did something wrong.
I like that she's
I wanted
like
those
literally in
TPS
bondage
reports.
with that pole behind her back, and Kyle's like, "That's a great secretary right there. She's got potential."
That's the whole point of the movie. Is she's into BDSM.
Oh.
Yeah, no, she's into BDSM with one person. Why do you? You're such an awful human being.
I mean,
I'm an awful human being?
making
Just
admin
terrible.
assistant.
No,
Oh, I mean, I thought this was about a whore who he hired and was like, "You're my secretary now," and she's like,
it's his
"Okay."
actual secretary that he.
It's easier to hire a whore and train her to be a secretary than to try and hire a secretary and train her to be a whore. Like that Moon show.
It depends on the starting material, really.
I don't know.
Right? Is she a secretary who's halfway to whore, or a whore who's halfway to? Because I think some whores are going to have substance abuse issues, and it's going to be a problem.
I don't know what a whore is.
Petty
Are we talking
cash
an
is
actual
getting
prostitute
wiped
that
out.
Are we
If you
talking
were
a
a
Vince
big-
McMahon?
If you were a big famous guy,
Mhm.
Scott, would you have a sexy little secretary, or would you be like the opposite of that and be like, no, none of that for me. Business as usual. The ugliest, most competent man, please. An Asian man.
See, that'd be tough for me because on one hand, like, I've learned the hard way to not shit where I eat. But then on the other hand, it's like I don't want to walk in and be like, "What's going on, John? How are you today? Did I get any calls?" You know, I don't want to see some like gruff dude when I walk in the office at like 9 or 10 a.m. whenever I go in. You know,
I think get that.
Yeah, I think actually I do think like a Maggie Gyllenhaal or even like a Taylor Swift like tier girl looks wise might actually be all right.
Oh yeah, like Maggie Gyllenhaal is not ugly. She's ugly in the world of Hollywood. Like in the real world, it's like, oh, that's an above average looking woman. Like Taylor Swift is like attractive. I imagine if you see her in person. I saw that picture. Do you see that picture of her with her naked pussy rubbing red paint all over the Chiefs stadium?
100%.
No.
Yeah. Do you see those real photos? No, the AI Taylor Swift shit.
No, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, like it was like a Streisand effect.
Pretty hot, rubbing her pussy with those 6 fingers.
Yeah, you can tell because it's got like the 6-finger thing, but like the pictures is like, I don't know what this dude input into his hyper realistic porn simulator, but like half of them were like Taylor Swift looking slutty, naked with like Chiefs paint on, and it says like "fuck me," and then she's just like in the crowd. You can like see how the lines on the field in the background aren't perfect the way like AI does it, and she's just being groped, like molested by like dozens of Chief fans with like red paint on, and like apparently her legal team was like drew attention to it and was like, this is unacceptable. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's the president, dude,
really?
Biden's nobody's doing her any favors talking about that. You let that slide. You go, this will pass if we don't say anything about it. Now it trended on Twitter 100 times because it got brought up.
We'll see what they do. It's a lot of powerful people who don't like it. There may be some changes to how that technology gets used. We were talking about Gyllenhaal. Did y'all see the trailer for Roadhouse?
I haven't seen the first one.
Yeah. This lawsuit is interesting, but also not. Again, why is none of this shocking to me? I don't know. I've become so disillusioned on everything since we last spoke.
So weird. Like on the other hand, though, like I saw that Taylor Swift gave everybody that worked on her latest tour like this enormous bonus that came to. Maybe was it $55 million that she?
Damn. I have 25 in my head, but I'm low confidence on that.
It was
Zach said 55.
I think it was $55 million.
Was it? Okay.
Divert. Give everybody a little bit of this. $55 million goes a long way. I don't know how much for.
You divide that 250 ways, and it's still a lot for everybody.
Well, I mean, you consider how rich she is, right? And then also like,
I'm just
and these people in this tour,
so,
these people are the reason why these shows even happen.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't see other rich people dividing $55 million.
That's true.
Like Elon Musk is super rich, but I didn't hear about him like giving $55 million to what I assume is a couple hundred people.
Well, he gave $54 billion to some rich guys and then bought Twitter instead.
Thousands of people to put on her show. Might be
not one show, but I believe it was the tour was the way I heard it described. The people who worked on her latest, her tours have names like the Resurgence tour or the fucking.
Oh yeah, sources confirm that caterers, truck drivers, riggers, dancers, and more all receive bonuses from what Zach was saying. That's awesome.
Because it's an international tour, right? So I'm sure it's like fucking everywhere in the United States plus 8 European stops.
Can you imagine coordinating that? That has to be really hard to coordinate with the different companies that issue out the paychecks.
That's such a George Costanza job. All right,
it really is.
$55 million. Go diversify it to the people who worked on my tour. But I work for you.
All of them died from the poison checks that you sent them.
Zach said 250 people max. I'm not sure where that comes from, but
I don't know.
There's got to be more.
55 million divided 250 ways is a lot.
Yeah, it ain't that because we're talking.
It comes out that like one of the people is her cousin, and it was $54.8 million or something.
What's her cut? Like, how much more profit can there be? I guess she's making a lot.
I bet it's enormous.
I mean, she's Taylor Swift.
I think is she the biggest? She's the biggest artist like alive right now, right?
But like this tour alone,
I don't know. Actually,
I don't know anything about this business, but I wouldn't guess that she's making more than like 250 million. So she gave away 55 million.
I thought I saw some like graphic that like she was blowing out like big names like Jay-Z and stuff in income. All right,
we're talking about 52 Taylor Swift concerts, by the way. That. So it's going to be enormous. It's going to be enormous. I don't know what's the gate on a UFC event when they sell like 8,000 tickets. It's millions of dollars. And I would imagine
Taylor Swift is much bigger than the UFC.
Are her tickets like $200 for all of them?